Welcome to Verbal Pig Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. We like to welcome you all to the show. As usual, I got my partner with me, Low Key, in the building. What's up, God?
Hey, what's going on, girl?
Man, definitely, man. It's definitely going down. We like to touch base on the Pac movie, man, because there's a lot of interest in this movie, and this movie has a lot of symbolism, not just only the part that we saw, but also things that were surrounding the making of the movie that did get put in the movie that we want to touch base on. And it's stemming from this one young lady, man. She started Venus Magazine, and I can't remember the lady's name, but she was the founder of Venus Magazine. Venus Magazine was a lesbian magazine that they started out of Atlanta, and she said that the white gay males was pressuring her to get a full page, and they denied them. They turned them down. Then she said they wanted a paragraph. She told them, no, we don't, we know, we're not letting you get a paragraph. So they said, well, we'll pay you to get just one sentence in your magazine. And she said that some of her associates agreed with it. They got that one sentence in that magazine, and from there, they took over the magazine and off that one sentence. And she said that they made an agreement with the white gay men. Once it sprung from that magazine that every show and every TV show, every movie, their agenda was to infiltrate and put a gay scene within. They made that a policy. So now we're leading up to the Tupac movie and the John Singleton on why he wanted the rape scene of Tupac in the movie, and what was the significance of that, and how would that help Tupac's legacy, and how would that help black males fight the demasculinization of the black male. So, Low Key, take it over from there, brother.
Yeah, so the script is actually online that John Singleton wrote, and he had the rape scene in there. Very graphic. Scene, and John Singleton, knew Pac. But with that particular script, obviously, he wasn't a friend of Pac. More like an enemy. And Pac came out publicly. There's a video on YouTube that you could check out where Pac is debunking that. He said he would be dead, a dead man, if that would have happened to him. And if anybody, follows Pac like we do, then we know that, Pac is somebody who stands on his principles, and he didn't have any problem putting his life on the line, referring, as a reference whenever he, let off shots on, the two European guys that was attacking the brothers in the street. So, we know that Pac, didn't have any problem putting his life on the line for his principles. So, we just wanted to speak on that, to debunk, this enemy of Tupac, John Singleton, who was actually kicked off of working on the movie, the All Eyes on Me movie, for, one of the particular things, this rape scene that he wanted to include into the movie.
See, and what people fail to realize that silence is deadly. You see all of this going on as far as celebrities, and by you remaining silent, in some ways you're agreeing with the hidden agenda that they trying to oppose upon us as a whole, or people as a whole. I'll give you an example. You even have some who stated that Jesus was gay. But now, just that mere comment, all pastors and should have can't swarm around that. We're not going to let you defame the name of anyone that we hold dear to ourselves. And they do this because they know if you have a large base, then they'll try to scoot their agenda right up under you or through you to gather more. You just a fishing net for them to gather more fish, to support their agenda. So that's why we we appreciate Brother Low Key for standing up for what's real, when a lot of artists and a lot of people that's in the public eye, sometimes they remain silent and let them do whatever they want to do to an individual who's not here to defend themselves, because they want to reverse or control the narrative. So generations after us, that will be the story. And because in their mindset, they believe that if you tell a lie so many times, eventually it becomes the truth. But they doing it on our watch. So where the watchmen at? That states in the Bible. Who are the watchmen? So you gotta look at, you gotta thank the watchmen for having the bravery to even come out publicly and correct or make sure the narrative stays on truth. Who was actually around that time that Pop was here? Who was listening to the music? You know what I mean? Who seen who seen his work personally? So yeah, we definitely would want to keep that in your thoughts. Don't be silent, because we're under attack now. Low key, from your vantage point, what was the purpose of a black filmmaker, a writer, to want to disperse the name of a great one? What would be his benefit? Or do you think it was something that he wanted to do, or was it something that they came to him and forced him or made him do, or did he take some type of oath and he have to do their bidding?
Well, I'm not one to usually speculate. One thing that I can say is, to a stand-up, brother, being raped, or if it's a straight brother, heterosexual brother, putting something, a homosexual act is one of the worst things that you could do. Mm-hmm. That and rapist and child molestation. These are high crimes. Against stand-up heterosexual brothers. So an act like that, coming from John Singleton is only an act coming from an enemy. That's the only way that it could be viewed. Right. So I don't exactly know, what occurred between him and Pac, or before or after, Pac's transition. But I do know that there's obviously an agenda going on there with John Singleton for him to be willing to actually put that in the script and actually try to get that pushed through. On one of the biggest, movies coming out of our culture,
Right. Because it reminds me of the David Chappelle thing. When he walked back in his trailer, they had a dress in there, and they had already wrote it in the script. Mm-hmm. And he like, where this come from? Right. What's the purpose? Is it a hidden agenda, or what's the what do they stand to gain from it, or what would John Singleton even stand to gain from doing something like that? And it was once upon a time to where we as a people wouldn't even do nothing like that.
Right.
So I guess time changed so drastically to where we don't even see the value within ourselves anymore.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, there has been an emasculation agenda, since we were prisoners of war, and the wars of the past and in the wars of the present, in terms of, even in the jail system. I remember when Pimp C, when he was talking about how they took away all the magazines, with the young ladies, scantily clad, while he was locked up in the pen, they purposely took away the magazines away from him. And, when you got a bunch of men and, they locked up in there, that's their way of release, right. And, you take away that, you can just imagine, the cause and effect that can occur from that when you're in a cage, you're in a cage like an animal, so, I mean, it's things like that, to, break down, the minds to where we start acting outside of nature, because we're being, there are cases where we're nurtured into things that, we wouldn't, that would have us acting outside of our usual character, and there's definitely an agenda, because it's business, when you have people that are functioning a particular kind of way in business, they want to stay at the top, so they're going to employ all these different tactics in order to keep what they view as a a platform, using us as a platform in order for them to be on a certain level in this particular game that they call race, which is a competition.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, it's a game. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you right. They know what they doing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember reading on how after World War II, how 1,300 of the Nazi scientists were sent over here, and some was working at NASA, and some mind control, and some on how to control the population of people, and some of the things that techniques they use. So yeah, they would put a lot of information or subliminal messaging in movies or shows that you might not. It wasn't prevalent where you couldn't see it. You couldn't see it with the physical eye, but yet you were doing the deed subconsciously, and they knew how to place things in certain ways to give off certain images or say things or certain frequencies or vibrations to create a certain effect based on the nature of an individual.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I guess that's why I say we war not against flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high places.
Right.
So okay, so the battle will be in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the battle in the sky. Okay, so then either you're gonna evolve physically into metaphysics, or you would be mentally astute, or you would study, or you would understand metaphysics or universal law in order to sustain yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so those who, okay, so you would think so. There's an angel on every corner.
Right.
Meaning that brothers like yourself, myself, I'm noticing when I go different places, people are waking up. They're studying, they're reading. Their eyes, their third eye is beginning to open.
Mm-hmm.
So that means then that then the old way of how they would combat us is dying out.
Mm-hmm.
That means they would have to study.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, they would have to study. So, okay, well we'll talk about that on another show,
Mm-hmm.
another broadcast. But those who know we talking about, we talking about. But we have to see, we got to formulate it so we can give it to the people. Like it says. Give the baby milk, don't give the baby meat.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So definitely, but once again, I do like to state, as I stated before, Verbal Pick Radio is not for everybody. If you are a slave-minded individual, please do not subscribe to this show. You're a free thinker. We welcome you, and let's build. But slaves, you run as far away from this show as possible. You know what I mean? Don't even come around it.
Indeed.
You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Don't even turn it on. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't want to be responsible for the damage it's gonna do to your mind. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Don't do it. But yeah, we gonna build on the next show. You know what I mean? Stay tuned, and as always, when the energy, man, the knowledge. This young brother gives off on topics and these subjects that we speak up on. We want to raise you up, and this brother helps raise you up to another dimension to where you can think.
Yeah, and also, I want to tell people, and the video should still be up, to go check out on Vlad TV, Dr. Umar Johnson. He did a video. There's a segment. Now, he did a full interview, but there's a particular segment on there where he speaks on homosexuality. Is it nature or is it nurture? And I think that he perfectly broke down him being a psychologist and him having experience with dealing with little boys and, that have gone through different things, different traumatic situations. And he gives numbers, he gives the analytics, and I would suggest that everybody go check that out, because it was really perfectly put and very well articulated in terms of nature versus nurture, and is homosexuality something that people are born with.
Oh man, wonderful, bro. Definitely, yeah, man. Big shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson. Uh, look, till next time, Verbal Pick Radio, we out.
Yeah, yeah.